we have been into the audition space for the past 4 years, where we have been taking auditions, tying with production houses in India. Now we are getting into the NFT marketplace, where we'll be having NFTs of iconic movie clips, behind the scenes of movies, actors giving their images of their childhood, of their first auditions. So it's a huge space in India. The auditions, the actors have a huge fan following in India, and I think this is going to be the next big thing in the film industry. So we are now just planning to launch our NFT platform in December, AIO.NFT. Thank you.
Hello, hi, I'm Logesh from CaesiumLab. So we are building a decentralized concept where time blockchain to measure all your active hours and building according to the reward according to that. So the CaesiumLab is what measure is with a single name. Entire ecosystem can take part and benefit from it without any charges. Thank you.
So excellent, guys. Madhur, returning to you. So EQ8 solves a big problem, namely the potential corruption in use of data or gathering of data. How do you guys do that?
So we have created a protocol which is decentralizing the entire data aggregation process, which starts with aggregation of data in the form of surveys, polls, any form of Q&A basically. And then once that data is secured on-chain using smart contracts on Ethereum or layer 2 solutions, then the results are generated on-chain, which removes any possibility of tampering by any of the third parties or intermediaries who are controlling the entire system. And then once the results are generated in the form of NFTs, everything can be verified right from the source till the end. And that's how we do it, using also a part of it is IPFS, where we store the data in a decentralized manner.
And you, as I understand it, even from the input, it's secure.
Yes, yes.
So
actually, this idea, it came to me while I was working for Government of India. And so we got a lot of complaints that in high-stake entrance examinations, there is a lot of data manipulation happening, in the sense that people are bribing their way into the exams, and the third parties whose software were being used to conduct these exams, they were just manipulating the marks at the back end, and nobody was coming to know about it. So this came as a complaint to us, and that is how I got this idea, and we started working on that. So we have created a solution that is not just relevant for one industry, but can be applied across different industries, because whether it is an exam result, a poll result, a survey result, or any high stake game result, this is where the manipulation happens, and that is what we are trying to stop.
And Sami, you have a little bit of a different application of blockchain, but still solves a big problem, namely what?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the main problem that is being solved is that at the moment, the money across the gaming accounts is completely unutilized. As well, moving to the blockchain space open us new opportunities, because above all, gaming is user acquisition business. And now with the blockchain enablement, we can test new blue ocean customer acquisition channels, such as enabling access to our gaming platform from a metaverse. So we have signed a contract with Sin City Metaverse already, which is a great match for us. So there's a huge amount of different opportunities in this space. And we are obviously not looking to create this solution only for our own platform, but we want to make a product out of it and provide it to the other game providers across the world as well.
So money doesn't sit still anymore. It's actually become a moving asset.
So exactly. And because in our industry, 95% of the money is still fiat assets. So now we can actually drive the mass adoption of crypto by providing real and easy to understand incentives to retail users who wouldn't have been incentivized by crypto otherwise.
Cool. Manit, act it out. What do we do here?
So the
stage should be yours and is yours now, isn't it?
So we, as I said, we provide a sense of ownership to the fans of their favorite celebrities. As I have always asked people that whenever I have given a presentation, the first thing I ask is who's your favorite actor? And if you have that sense of ownership of his favorite dialogue or his favorite scene or image of his that is of childhood image or his first audition video, and if there's an NFT of that, I would definitely want to buy it of my favorite actor. So that's what we do. We bring them a step closer to their celebrity, to their fan that they have always adored all their life. And in India, there are millions of people who love actors and actresses, and they have a massive fan following. So we are now getting them a step closer through the NFT world.
And you already have a platform. So who's your most famous person on your platform?
We have quite a lot of them. Obviously not on the leagues of Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan, but we have more than 100,000 actors on our platform, out of which approximately 10,000 have a social media following of more than 50 million combined. So that way they have done web series, they have done shows, they have done movies, but they're not like the A-listers of Shah Rukh Khan, Akshay Kumar or Salman Khan, but they are the future Shah Rukh Khans and Akshay Kumar. I would want to believe so.
So, and maybe a little bit out of topic here, but what non-Bollywood actor would you have liked to have had his or her first tape as an NFT?
Non-Bollywood.
Non-Bollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Got to push you a little bit here.
Dhoni, I would say I would want to have an NFT of MS Dhoni, or a cricketer would be definitely my non-Bollywood. Or you're talking about actor? Oh, actor definitely would be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nice. I'm more of a Brad Pitt kind of guy, but you see the resemblance, right? So, Logeswaran, what? Tell us a little bit more about Caesium and time.
Okay, so we are a game development company. So we develop the mobile games especially. So when we are started this journey, we got more problems during the publication and marketing. So we try to give the new ecosystem partners to try to develop their products and merge in with very freely and reduce the cost for the publication and startup process. So this is why we try to solve in time blockchain. So give free for everyone and for all. So as we already developed the alpha return game, it's a AAA quality game in mobile, and you no need to use any of the wallets. So everything is billing, and the assets, NFTs, everything billing in the mobile game itself. So this is the advantage what we have built and developing in time blockchain.
And does this apply only to mobile games, or can it be used everywhere?
Yeah, it's a mobile game is the big industries currently is building. So it's more in the tapping the 3 billion and the 75 billion is the revenue is originated from the mobile game. So we try to tap this market as an initial concept,
right,
and bring up the time blockchain and bring more people in this ecosystem, and we go towards all the enterprise solutions next. So bring up to more value on the time blockchain and CaesiumLab itself.
So a little bit more of a formal question. Madhur, how would you have solved what you're doing without a blockchain?
Actually, this cannot be solved without the blockchain, because this is what is happening traditionally. So let me give you an example. In case of a survey, what is happening is, let's say an Apple wants to conduct a survey. They reach out to McKinsey, they design their questionnaire. Then they reach out to other third parties who conduct or who reach out to respondents on behalf of them. And then they are asked to submit the surveys. Now they are given a target of, let's say, 1,000 completes. If they're not able to reach that, what is happening? And these are industry reports that a lot of data is being fabricated. And there was no way for Apple or McKinsey to validate that, actually 1,000 users gave the survey or not. They used to just call up and ask, did you do it? Or they were accepting the fact that there would be some manipulations or some amount of errors in the data. But now with the introduction or with the invention of blockchain technology and Bitcoin, so now these kind of things are possible, where you could actually validate or verify the data from the source that is on the blockchain without any intermediaries being trusted. So it solves a huge trust problem for the not just market research industry, but across industries. For that is the trust in data.
So blockchain does not only optimize; it's a prerequisite for your product.
Yes.
What other advantages does adding a blockchain add to that?
So one of the advantages proving the ownership. So another problem especially in industries where content is important is the ownership over content. So what we are doing is because of the blockchain, we were able to introduce a concept called QNFT or questions as NFT, where content creators or subject matter experts can mint questions as NFT, which have real utility and not just an abstract value. And anytime their questions are being used in a survey, in a test, or any form of Q&A, they get paid royalty. So the value of the NFT depends on the utility of that particular question, or how much meaningful or insightful data that generates. This is possible only because of blockchain.
Sami, what would you have done without a blockchain? You've done it without a blockchain. What is it that makes it better with the blockchain?
Well, you can't actually do the same without the blockchain. You are not able to provide the incentives to players in a scale that like blockchain enables you to do. And obviously, you have access to new products as well. So, for example, new peer-to-peer games, for example, built on top of technology of EQ8, for example. For example, quiz-based games, etc. So you can't really provide it without provide the same thing without the blockchain, and especially even our core idea, you can provide something like that, but there is no legal way to do it for sure. You can't meet the regulation and legal requirements for our business and provide the same benefits at the same time without the blockchain.
It provides a huge layer of transparency that you didn't have before.
Exactly. It adds, and in our industry, transparency is something that creates massive additional value for the users.
Do you have the ability to, within the games, actually show the statistics and show that you're doing it correctly and that games are not biased in any way, shape, or form?
We can do it for blockchain-based games, but since we are going to run a lot of the third-party games as well that are not blockchain, for the simple reason is that those games still dominate more than 90% of the market, because blockchain games are still being developed. So it's a very new thing in our industry to provide the purely blockchain-based games. But in the blockchain games themselves, you can obviously prove it. In the third-party games, the big operators have been on the market for so long time, and they are usually stock exchange listed companies. So they don't have the same issue of credibility, or not as much as the newcomers that come to the market.
Right. Manit, so you also come from an existing business jumping onto the blockchain train. What made you choose that?
We have, as I said, we have been doing this audition business for the past 4 years. We started in 2017, and 3 months back, I and the TDeFi team were having a discussion that the NFT is the upcoming thing, and we need to get into the NFT space. And that's where we decided that it gives them authentication to the actor and to the fan that there is something that they can purchase or they can own of their fans. And we thought that it's a huge world out there, and without the blockchain, I don't think NFT would have been possible. So we had a long discussion. We did a lot of market research as to what best can be done, and then we jumped into this ocean.
Right. And what has the response been so far with the existing community that you are planning to put them onto a blockchain, or have you not disclosed that yet?
Oh, it has been a good, in fact, in the last 1 month itself, there is a lot of NFT buzz in India in itself. As a couple of superstars have launched their own NFT platforms. It is now like everybody is wanting to be a part of this bandwagon, and we want to capitalize on it as much as we can in the next 3 to 4 months. Before we launch, we would also want to have a great celebrity and some topmost production houses on board.
And is there anything that adds, apart from just the security and the NFTs themselves. What else are you planning to do with your blockchain? Are you creating communities or?
Oh yeah, definitely. We would definitely want to create. So we already have a community of aspiring actors on board, but we would definitely want them to be more connected to their fans. So we'll be having fan events. We'll be having them meet their superstars. Whoever buys the NFTs or whoever buys it, we'll be having video calls. We'll be having events like these where we'll be calling fans and the stars, and we will have a one-to-one interaction. So we'd want to have much more, much wider community in the times to come, where the actors and the fans are way more closer than they are right now.
Cool. Logeswaran, you're a 100% blockchain-based company. It's hard to ask you what you would do without a blockchain, but do you see any way that this could happen without a blockchain?
Okay, actually what we will, the entire ecosystem is running on the conventional business, where more chunk of the giants companies taking more profits compared with the startups and all the other companies. So what we are trying to, without blockchain, without decentralization, it's very hard to generate more revenue and the safety of margin. So we try to build something that free for all. So let them their benefit and try to get more profit for them. And let's all the business try to develop simultaneously. So these are the ideas where we come with the time blockchains. So since this is the, and another thing, the users, mostly all the users is playing the games. The gamers are playing everywhere and always like 13 hours, 14 hours, they are playing the games. But actually they are not getting any reward. They keep on using their from pocket. They take out the money. Now we try to give the solution for that, where we give the reward to end users from the blockchain itself. This is how we are develop the technology. So the end users will get the reward and more benefit compared with the conventional business where they are owning their own income.
Cool. Excuse me. What, Madhur, what opposition, what challenges are you facing in the adaptation of your blockchain?
So the biggest challenge that I faced was the inertia towards change. From especially when we talk about enterprises, they are very keen on the buzzword blockchain, but when they have to make a few changes in their existing system because of how comfortable it is and they are in a comfort zone, that is where it takes some time. But that is changing now. In fact, we have been starting getting a request from them, from the people who earlier we were approaching, because now they have understood how it can improve the ROI on their business, and also create a credibility which is currently missing, not missing, but dependent on others or third parties. So they don't want their reputation to be in the hands of somebody else, and that is why now that landscape is changing. But initially that was the biggest challenge for us, because they were not very keen on getting out of the comfort zone.
Yeah. And Sami, same question goes to you. What is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now in terms of application of blockchain?
It is because our industry is so heavily moderated and regulated. How to combine? There aren't any like clear use cases of our solution model. How to combine blockchain with our industry? So how do we interpret the rules provided by gaming license authority? How do we interpret the rules of our accounting company that is in European Union, for example, and even moving money between our different accounts has to be extremely careful because of the regulations. So we are really in a new area here, and the regulation isn't up to date at the moment. So it leaves too much for interpretation at the moment. That's one of the major challenges for us, certainly.
Regulatory issues.
Exactly.
Yeah. Manit.
So there are issues. The NFT space is very, very new, especially in this Bollywood industry and the entertainment industry. It is a very new space. So the issues are at multiple levels as to the videos of the NFT. How long can the videos be? The copyright issues right now. So who will be actually owning? So they are not the application issues, but they are the issues on ground, which the production houses and the content makers are facing. So whatever discussions that I have had with production houses recently and with actors recently, so the biggest thing they're trying to figure out is who will be holding the copyright issues for the video. So if there is an iconic movie scene, so who will be actually owning the production house gets the percentage, or the actor or the dialogue writer or the screenwriter or the script writer. So we are in that stage where they are trying to figure that out. But I think in the next 2-3 months, we will be having a much clear picture as to who will. I think everybody will be getting a royalty out of whatever the NFT is being sold for. But I think that is more on-ground issues other than technical the application issues. The application-wise, I think the only thing is how long can the NFT videos be? Like, do we lead up to a day where we'll be having an entire movie of an NFT, or we'll be having just trailers of movie trailers will be in NFT, or there might be 1 year down the line that entire movie is released on an NFT. We are still figuring that out.
Yeah, and you come from you do it the other way around, right? You're not looking for getting superstars on your platform. You're actually trying to do this for every aspiring actor on the planet, more or less, but starting out in India.
So we don't plan to get superstars. I believe we already have a lot of potential on the platform. Although what we would want is to get some production houses on board, because they actually at the end of the day hold the copyright for whatever content they are making. So that is definitely we would be looking at.
So you're looking for production houses, producers, etc., because you're disintermediating, right? That's what you're doing. Logeswaran, same question to you.
So actually, we are facing the biggest issue. Want to conventional business people to how they are going to convert as a blockchain technology. So this is actually very big stuff, and we need to educate more people, and we actually lacking for more information on this side. So when we are like conventional business need to transform, they need a very long process and more regulatory and need to approval from all kind of these kind of issues. So this is the thing, the biggest issue we're going to face another 6 months. So, but still not able to solve. We'll try to solve as soon as possible.
Right. And what question to all of you again? What extra value does the application of your blockchain bring to the end user?
Well, yeah. So the most important thing is trust, and that is the core use case of a blockchain in the first place. Now, the less you trust on different intermediaries, because in a business there are a lot of moving parts, and a lot of that, if there is trust issue, then you could face the issues as a business. So that is the biggest value that we get, that you don't even have to trust anyone in your existing business. You are not dependent to trust them, but you are dependent to trust the code, which is open and decentralized and anybody can audit. So there is that layer of transparency and trust that also eventually gives a lot of credibility and reputation, while in a way avoiding or eliminating scams and frauds. So that is the biggest value that it brings.
And you also create wallets for your end users, right? So
yes,
they will get rewarded for doing their work.
Yes. So there are multiple ways of aggregating the data, because our core goal is to get as much as data as possible. We are starting with a simple use case where we are collecting in the form of Q&A. Next step would be integration of IoT data marketplace, where data from IoT devices, sensors, and smartphones and everything will be generated and again shared with advertisers and businesses with user consent. Without user consent, even we cannot access that data. And then the other part is we are gamifying it as well. So think of that quiz show that you would have seen, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So everybody wants to be a millionaire and quickly, but the problem is they don't get an opportunity to. Also, they are not sure as to the results, whether they are correct or not, or somebody from the in-house team or somebody they know are winning. So that is where, by using this protocol, that problem also is solved, and there is a lot of transparency and trust in the system.
Cool. Sami, what does the end user gain?
If the end user is a recreational player, then first the end user will gain obviously more entertainment for the same value, because there is extra benefits. then the entertainment will be as well higher quality, because we will be able to bring in new innovative products, like, for example, gamified Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or a cricket quiz developed by EQ8 in the future. So you can bring the player to player instead of just traditional player to house aspect to the market as well. And even though the game provider is a new company, now you can prove that the games are fair. So it's a tremendous value, new interesting products basically, and more bang for the buck.
And with Manit, it's fortune and fame for everyone.
I think what we bring to the table is something that has never happened before. We are like, nobody has ever done that before. It's such a new thing. Like you said, your favorite actor is Brad Pitt. So if there is an NFT of Brad Pitt's Ocean's 11 or say a Troy, I'm sure you would want to buy it, right? Because there's nothing like this ever that happened before.
Right.
So I think we bring a lot on the table that way.
Logeswaran, every gamer in the world would be happy.
Yeah, because now they are getting more rewards, because they are any user that can, based on their spending their time, they will get more rewards, and their assets are more secure since all the NFTs already built in, and they are more secure. Even the game company can die, but the assets cannot die.
All right, guys, we're almost out of time here, but lastly, I guess I can ask, what kind of services / help are you guys looking for next? Don't say investments, just say general stuff.
So we would like to, like, for example, just to give you an example, the next time when Agora is happening, and the same thing that we are doing with the ratings system, we would like to have that on our platform, so that there is transparency and nobody can claim that, somebody has cheated and things like that. So this is how we want to start. Wherever we are, we want to take small steps, but ensure that wherever we are, whatever we do, it makes a lot of sense and brings value.
Sami.
Most likely technical services. We still have a long way to go to optimize the technical backend. For one platform, it's relatively easy to make a custom solution, but if you want to expand and grow your model and enable your token in gaming platforms of external parties as well, it has to be really well productized version, and that's going to require a lot of technical leadership and vision as well. So that would be probably what we are looking for.
We, on the other hand, are definitely looking to, so we have been a very India-based model right now. So we would immediately want to look into the international borders. We are actually talking to a lot of people here, having associations with them and at different level. But I think as soon as we launch our NFT platform in December, we would be wanting to go international as fast as we can. So that's where I think Agora that way has helped us a lot to get in touch with people from across the world.
Perfect.
Okay, we are looking for more ecosystem partners. Please join with us, and we benefit from the time blockchain. So we are welcoming all the ecosystem, whatever the business. We try to integrate with time blockchain. Is enable to integrate.
Cool, guys. Thank you so much. Big round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Gordon.